The TR7 is a destroyer class weapon. It just annihilates your enemies without any compromises or doubts. And in today's video, my goal is to help you tame this monster and understand how to use it. We are going to talk about a lot of things in this guide. Stats, damage, effective range, time to kill, recoil and spray patterns, direct comparison of all main attachments, builds, so everything that actually matters. And all of this for both multiplayer and RedSec. You'll get all of the information needed to understand how to use this gun effectively and have fun with it. So sit back, relax, and let's dive in. Before we continue, I wanted to say thanks to all of you guys for your support. It really, and I mean really, matters to me. Thank you all. Now, let's continue. On paper, the TR7 is one of, if not the, best automatic weapons in the game. But for its power, it pays with hard usability, monstrous recoil, hard to control accuracy, and smaller magazine. Using this weapon feels like you are fighting against it. So, if you felt something similar, I gotcha. I'm going to show you how to make this hell of a weapon work for you and be your close ally. Let's start with the basic stats. The TR7 has 33.5 damage, 720 rounds per minute, 648 meters per second muzzle velocity with a stock barrel. A standard of 40 points hipfire and 52 points mobility stats for assault rifles, and 17 points precision with 29 points control stats. You cannot be dangerous to the enemy if you're missing bullets, so these two things are what we will definitely be working on, as they are the main flaw of the weapon. Now, let's talk about the damage profile. Here is the visual representation of damage zones that follow for up to 100 meters of range. To the body, this monster deals 33.5 damage, up to around 21 meters. In the second zone, at 21 to 75 meters, it drops to 25 damage, and 20 damage at 75 plus meters range. As for headshot damage, it deals 44.9, 33.5 and 26.8 damage at the relative ranges. With hollow points it becomes another story. 50.25 damage up to 21 meters, 37.5 up to 75 meters, and 30 damage past that. Knowing these damage numbers, we can easily calculate shots to kill and time to kill parameters. In multiplayer, it's a 3, 4 and 5 bullet kill to the body at the relative ranges. For a headshot, it's a 3 bullet kill up to 75 meters and a 4 bullet kill past that. With hollow points, it becomes a 2 bullet kill in the first zone, a 3 bullet kill in the second, and a 4 bullet kill in the third zone. And I actually have a build using hollow points ammo, which I'll talk about later. As for time to kill, here are the numbers for all three zones. The main thing you need to know here: it takes only up to 199 milliseconds to kill your target with shots on both body and head in the first zone, 364 milliseconds if you shoot the body, and 281 milliseconds for the headshots in the second zone. And if we use hollow points, it gives us the ability to kill in 85 to 116 milliseconds in the first zone. After that, it's the same as the TTK for normal headshots. Yes, that's right, a 2-shot headshot in 85 milliseconds. That's just wow! Moving on to RedSec. I don't think the TR7 is the best choice for Battle Royale or Gauntlet, as it's pretty hard to control while spraying. But it is usable if you have something more stable for longer ranges. And as you can see, a 3 bullet kill becomes 6, and even with hollow points, you need to hit 4 bullets in the head, which is pretty hard. But anyway, here are all of the stats and the graphics for it. Now we can clearly see that the TR7 is truly devastating when we are fighting in close quarters and in the 21 meter zone. But even at second zone ranges, where most of the fights happen, it's still extremely good. Unfortunately, I don't have numbers for all weapons in the assault rifle category right now, but I believe it's one of, or the, best weapon at these ranges. Of course, if you can control it. So now it's time to test all of the main attachments side by side and see what will help us the most for our 3 or 4 bullet kills. All of the tests were made in the latest patch to date and without adding anything but the testing attachments. Let's start with the brakes. The first one is without muzzle at all, as a starting point for us. The 5-point single port brake makes the spray too wide. The 10-point double port brake improves it a bit but has a strange pattern. The 20-point compensated brake is very good and will definitely help us with the TR7. And the 10-point linear converter helps us the most with horizontal recoil, and if you can control vertical recoil, it is viable too. The 20-point compensated brake and 10-point linear converter are non-debatable choices here. Moving on to suppressors. Suppressors are the best pick for most weapons in the game, as they passively improve your survivability, but for the TR7 it can be another story. They don't provide such control as brakes, and it will be harder to use and control your spray. Let's look at direct comparison. The 10-point flash hider is a starting point here. The 20-point standard suppressor is good. The 25-point long suppressor makes our spray go too hard to the left. The 30-point CQB suppressor is okay. The 30-point lightened suppressor has the best horizontal recoil, and it has pretty good spray pattern too. Overall, if you want to use a suppressor, I do not recommend a flash hider, as it doesn't save you from minimap spotting. The long suppressor is mediocre here, and we want to choose the lightened suppressor over the CQB for its additional recoil control. So the choices are either the 20-point standard or 30-point lightened suppressor. Perfect! Now let's compare all 4 choices for the muzzle section. We can easily see the difference now. Be aware that these spray patterns can be a bit random, but this represents the behavior. The compensated brake is the best for vertical recoil. The linear converter straightens the spray pattern the most. The standard suppressor does very well. And the lightened suppressor is very good too. In this case, we can actually use whatever we want, and it only depends on your playstyle and build. Okay, now we are moving to the underbarrel section, starting with vertical grips. I still believe they are the best choice for most players due to their recoil control advantages, and the TR7 really, really needs one of these. Let's look at direct comparison. The 10-point folding vertical grip is our starting point. The 20-point alloy vertical grip is okay. The 20-point ribbed vertical grip is just a little bit better. The 25-point vertical grip is good. And the 35-point classic vertical grip gives us the most recoil control, and this, in fact, my choice for every build. For the TR7 and multiplayer specifically, we are really looking at the 3 to 4 initial shots. And if it's easier to put them in one place, we become deadlier. And these grips are the best friends for us here. The 25-point and 35-point vertical grips are the choice here for the least horizontal recoil and ease of control. Now for stubbies. Right from the start, I don't recommend stubbies for the TR7, as with its precision and control stats you really want to use vertical grips, but they are viable for a close to mid-range build, and I have one for you later. Let's look at direct comparison. The 20-point folding stubby is our starting point. The 30-point ribbed stubby has too big of an area. The 30-point canted stubby is pretty good and stable. The 35-point steeple stubby is not worth it. The 45-point low profile stubby costs too much for its performance, but can be viable. Overall, the 30-point canted and 45-point low profile stubbies are usable. Now let's compare all 4 of the best choices for the underbarrel section. We can see the real difference now. The 25-point vertical grip is viable if you want to spend points on something else in the build and still want to get recoil control for cheap. The 35-point classic vertical grip is my go-to. It tremendously helps the Tier 7 land those 3 to 4 needed bullets into the right spot. The 30-point canted stubby is viable for its cost, especially if you want to improve your ADS transfer speed. The 45-point low-profile stubby is bad here for its cost. Overall, I recommend using these 3 grips for your Tier 7 builds. And last but not least, lasers. If you have watched my other videos, I really love using green lasers, and many people disagree with my recommendation, as they are visible and put you in a disadvantage. Well, here is a life hack for you. If you are defending a position or playing for it and have no chance to push, you can make your laser invisible to the enemy by not aiming directly at a passage, but a bit to the side on the wall. And if somebody is pushing you, just react, aim, shoot. Yes, it takes more effort than just aiming directly, but using laser extremely improves your hipfire potential, and you will win these fights. And for situations where you are pushing, well, you are pushing. This means that you are in fast-paced gameplay right now, and you must be prepared to meet someone and react fast. You need to check corners, spots, etc. Your laser visibility literally doesn't matter, because you are running and everybody can hear you. For the Tier 7 specifically, I believe a laser is almost a must due to the 3-bullet kill in the first zone, and you can easily hipfire in these ranges. Now, let's look at direct comparison. The first one is without laser at all, as a starting point. The red laser doesn't improve much and is not worth using at all. The 10-point green laser is doing good. The 20-point green laser is the best here. The 20-point blue laser has a very big area and is not viable for Tier 7. And the 30-point blue laser is actually very good, but costs too much and we need to spend points on other things. Overall, I recommend using any of the green lasers for close quarter combat. Alright, moving on to the builds section. These builds are proven to be working after the November 18th patch, so no worries about it. We'll talk about 3 main builds that I believe are viable for this weapon, including my personal favorite, a hollow point recoil control build, and suppressor build. The first build I call Controller. It's my personal favorite and was most effective for my push and play style. In the side section, you can take anything that you like, but I don't recommend taking anything beyond 1.5x for the Tier 7. For the muzzle, we want to take 10-point linear converter to improve our horizontal recoil and make the weapon more stable. Next, we need the 35-point vertical grip for its overall performance. For the laser, we take the 20-point green laser for the most hipfire accuracy. For the barrel, we take the 15-point extended barrel to improve muzzle velocity up to 810 meters per second. And we have spent all the points here. If you want a 25 bullet mag, you can switch the 20-point green laser with the 10-point version and the extended barrel with the basic one. It is my personal choice for the Tier 7, as it negates the flaws to the point that it is comfortable for me. This build is mostly aimed to reduce horizontal recoil as much as you can, while having the ability to hipfire in close quarters, and basically melt down people in the first and the second range zones. It improves our hipfire stat to 54 points, control stat to 36, and precision stat up to 20, and this is the most you can get on this weapon. Any other muzzle makes it 19, and with the compensated break, you can improve control up to 40 points. The second build is Two-Shotter. This build is aimed to get as much recoil control as you possibly can while using hollow points ammo to make it a 2-shot beast in the first range zone. For the sight, again, take whatever you want. Next, we take the 20-point compensated break for the most recoil control. For the underbarrel, we want to take a 35-point vertical grip. And to make it work, we take hollow points ammo. If you really want to use a laser for hipfire like myself, you can switch the vertical grip to the 25.1 and take the 10-point green laser, so you will have the possibility to two-shot your enemies even when using hipfire. As I said, this build is aimed to make it a two-shot machine within the 21-meter range and have the most recoil control possible to land these two shots in enemy heads. With these attachments, we improve our precision stat to 19 and control stat up to 40, which is the most for this weapon. The third build is Wraith. This build is aimed to get decent control for this weapon and improve its ADS transfer speed through the skies, while using a suppressor. As this build doesn't have any spare points for a laser slot, we really need that ADS transfer speed. For the sight, take what you want here. Next, we take the 30-point Lightning Suppressor for its recoil control boost. To improve recoil control with the benefit of ADS transfer speed, we take the 30-point Contact Stubby. And to get both improved muzzle velocity and ADS transfer speed, we take the Fluted Barrel. If you really want a suppressor build, this is for you. It is hard to fit a 30-point suppressor into the TR7 without sacrificing anything, so we sacrificed hipfire accuracy. This one gets all of the benefits of suppressors, while giving you needed recoil control with ADS transfer speed. But I would not recommend using it for long ranges, even with the burst fire habit. It performs the best at around 40 to 50 meters range and lets you spray down targets there. In conclusion, the TR7 is not a low-effort weapon to play. You will definitely need time to learn it and get used to it, but it will 100% pay off. It is a very hard rifle to master. But when you understand it, when you get used to control the recoil and everything about it, it becomes a very dangerous weapon. The TR7 is a close quarter dominator, and almost no weapon can compete it within the close ranges. Let me know what you think about the TR7 down in the comment section. And if you have any tips, feel free to share them with fellow soldiers too. If you liked the video, press that like and subscribe button for future content. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.